Hello, welcome to another episode of Synergy Flavors Trendcast. My name is Alex Masumoto, I'm a marketing specialist at Synergy Flavors in the US. And today we're going to continue our series of episodes highlighting 5 trends to watch in 2022. And particularly in this episode, we're going to discuss the major trends in the alcoholic beverage space. As you've seen before, we have highlighted different categories like nutrition, beverage space overall. And to help us understand what those trends are in the alcoholic beverage space, we're joined by Casey Cuter, our marketing communication specialist, who has done tons of work recently targeting the alcoholic beverage segment. So hi, Casey. Thanks for joining us today.
Hey, Alex. Glad to be here.
Awesome. And to kick it off, I just wanted to mention the 5 trends that our insights team identified, and they were ready-to-drink cocktail expansion, tequila and whiskey continue to grow, organic ingredients lead its better for you alcohol revolution, the time for wine is now, and regional and global flavors. Casey, I'm just gonna ask you to walk us through these trends and tell their main takeaways for us to on the alcoholic beverage space. But just to kick it off on the first trend, ready-to-drink cocktail expansion. I'd say 2021 and 2020 were definitely the years of hard seltzer in the ready-to-drink space. So do you think and we're seeing, of course, new activity in that space. But do you think this whole success with the hard seltzer is motivating companies to look into different formats within the ready-to-drink space?
Yeah, I think you can easily say that seltzers really hit it hard in the market around 2017 to 2019 when White Claw had their Hot Girl Summer ad campaign. We saw it blow up across Twitter and different social media platforms. So it really kind of kicked off this, innovation in this new white space for different brands to tap into. Compared to years ago, if you go to a grocery store to pick out a hard seltzer, you'd probably be amazed by the amount of brands that you can see on shelf today. And from there, consumers started looking at the different options available to them, not just within seltzers, but also beyond that. And now we're starting to see this happen with spirits. A recent survey from hard seltzer consumers from FMCG Gurus mentions that people who consume hard seltzers don't just solely drink hard seltzers. They tend to pair that with or maybe have a few different cocktails at one time, but it's ranging from beer to wine to mixed drinks. So seltzers really did launch this, wave of RTD cocktails expanding beyond just seltzers or even vodka for that matter, which brings us directly into our second trend, seeing tequila and whiskey growing at pretty immense paces. Vodka has just traditionally been a lot of consumers' go-to. Actually, the vodka soda with lime seen at bars is really what fueled hard seltzers. So it's kind of this roundabout pattern that now we're seeing tequila and whiskey and even other spirits start to have their time to shine.
And leading to the third trend, where we highlighted organic ingredients leads better for you alcohol revolution. You mentioned hard seltzer, but also there is a very interesting point about light beers. So how much activity are we seeing in the light beer launches? And I'm curious, especially about the claims or innovative ingredients that these brands are using to promote these brands differently to what the beers that we have in the market today.
Yeah, definitely. So we started to see a lot of big beer brands come out with non-alcoholic versions of their consumer-loved beer. So with that, it kind of started to fuel this low and no area of the alcohol market that is continuing to expand. We saw it with Blue Moon coming out with their light citrus sky, and seeing other brands come out with it too, such as the Bud Light Next that just recently came out into the news, launching at the Super Bowl this year. So a lot of really fun activity happening across the light beer category. It really is centering on that low carb craze that hard seltzers really tapped into in previous years. But another thing too that we're starting to see that's very interesting is the use of organic ingredients within beer or RTD alcohol. In terms of beer, we aren't seeing too much activity yet, but as sustainability and other factors come to top of mind for consumers, especially Gen Z, as they come of drinking age. We're starting to see more ways that beer brands can tap into that organic claim. And with it too, we're seeing all the other types of RTD alcohol following suit. Another really interesting trend too that we're seeing that has a lot of potential for growth is wine. So wine is one of the #1 consumed alcohols globally, aside from beer, of course, and maybe some other spirits, but there isn't too much innovation happening in terms of ready to drink wine. We started to see some brands tap into this with making maybe like canned wine spritzers, but as consumers become more interested in looking at different alcohol bases, wine has an opportunity to, I guess, tap into some of that consumer interest to provide something that still might have that better for you, I guess, connotation that a seltzer or a vodka soda may have, just given the positive benefits that you can have from drinking wine in moderation.
And Casey, the #5 trend there, where I guess this is a trend that we're seeing in different categories, not only alcoholic beverage space, within regional and global flavors. Do you think the alcoholic beverage space is looking for any region specifically, or any trending regions more than others?
I would say it's a mixture of different regions, but also flavor blends. So tropical flavors is something that we see actively used across RTD alcohol. And typically when you think of tropical, you think of beach vibes, escaping from the cold weather to get into something warm. It really has this nice connotation that kind of pairs nicely with having a drink in hand. But beyond the beach area, there is this ability to escape to other regions as well through flavor. We're seeing this, in savory cuisine, even in nutrition to an extent, of tapping into those different areas for maybe more exotic fruits or even provenance-based profiles of fan favorites. Mediterranean, for example, tapping into maybe some of the Italian citruses that we've covered in our citrusology webinar, from Sorrento, lemon to blood orange, and now seeing even more interest with flavors from even Asia with yuzu. That's really been popular and is becoming more familiar with consumers, but also seeing a little bit more of things like Japanese plum come up.
Awesome. Thanks, Casey. And of course, this is just a sneak peek in some of those trends. And if you have any questions about the alcoholic trends that we have identified, please reach out to us, reach out to Casey, and we'll be happy to walk you through more of the trends and details. Also, keep an eye open for more category-focused trends, such as dairy, alternative protein, and savory coming up in the next few weeks. But yeah, that's a wrap for this episode. I'd like to thank Casey one more time, and I will see you in the next Synergy Flavors Trendcast episode.